Yeah, Nat, can you hear me?
Yeah, man, can you hear me now?
Thanks very much for taking my call.
No worries, man. Sorry we had to do it last night. I was meant to go to a gig tonight, but that's cancelled as well, so I'm really sorry.
No, not a bit of it. I appreciate your time. I'm sure you're just about crazy right now with the play and all, and this is just a fabulous opportunity. So I'm just so grateful. Did you grow up in the UK or did you grow up in Spain?
UK.
You did grow up in the UK. Okay.
I mean, I was born here, and my mum was too pregnant to get on the plane, so she had me here. I spent a few years here in Spain because I was little, but basically here, I'd go to my family house, and because I was a baby, my parents were working, they'd leave me there sometimes, and whatever, but then I started school here, and I've been here ever since.
Brothers and sisters.
None.
Tell us what was the influence your family had on your career, your singing, your acting? Did they play a role in that?
Yeah, they did. In general, Spanish families are very musical. So from very young, I wanted to do music. There was music always, dancing, singing, blah blah. And I loved, and all on my mum's side, even though they were all, I come from a working class background. They all played music. They were amazing, all good singers. So I always in music. And when I was 5, I was convinced that I was going to meet Elvis Presley and get married. I didn't realise that he was dead yet. And rock and roll was like my first love. And so music was really what got me into all of it. I did all the grades. I did piano and violin and blah blah at school. I loved it. And I loved singing. I was obsessed with blues from very young. So I just used to sing a lot. And then my mum worked in the United Nations just as a secretary, but because she works not in England, I could go to any private school I wanted. So I went to Beadale's. I picked that one because it was for free, and it's amazing school, very arty. And there, I was like, I was 11. I was like, fuck, what do I want to do? I wanted to be an artist. I wanted to just do all the arts, and that's all I cared about. And I kind of stumbled upon acting, in that I just always got cast at school stuff, and I was always character people, like, the weird old lady or, all these strange parts. My family played a part in the sense that, I have quite a troubled background anyway, and my mum's quite an insane woman in many ways. And because of that, I think she did have a huge influence in that, because she was so crazy that kind of affects children, you know what I mean? So you kind of tend to then need an outlet, and art was one of those. My dad's just awesome. He's an amazing singer, but he just loves me, you know what I mean? He's just proud of anything I do. I did a play where I was like a masturbating mental Jamaican woman, and another crazy person in the same play. And at the end of the play, my dad's a big hairy guy, okay, really massive Spanish hairy guy, was crying, and I was like, Dad, did you even know what that was about? Because he doesn't speak English very well. And I was just on stage wanking, on all fours, and he's just proud of me. He doesn't care what I do. So that's always nice to have around in the family,
It's obvious that you've had this desire to get out there and perform and be involved with the arts from the very beginning.
Yeah, I thought it was music, I really thought I was going to be a pianist, or, I knew it was going to be music. But then at 16, I got a part about a boy in a film. And the only reason I got that is because I was at school at Beadale's. And if you got in trouble for smoking, drinking, behaviour, anything...
Which you've never done.
Oh, of course. No. I was in every weekend. Something. And one weekend I was coming out of a bush from having a cigarette, and the drama teacher called me. And there was usually no one around at school on the weekend, but he was there. And I was like, shit, man, please don't bust me, because if you get busted while you're busted, you get suspended. You get 3 suspensions, you get expelled. And I'd already been suspended a few times, so I was like, please don't tell. And he was like, no, don't worry now, just go to this casting. And they were casting for the little boy in About a Boy. So I walked in, I had dreads, piercings, a real fuck you attitude to everything. And they gave me the script, and a really beautiful Indian woman who I now know, Shaheen, who was the casting director, gave it to me, and I just read it, and I thought, what am I doing in this room with like 11-year-old boys? Why am I here? I just did it. I didn't even know it was an audition, and I got it. And after that, I did the film, and I went to the premiere, and I got an agent. And I did acting. I just chilled out at school, and I never really thought you should ever think, right, I've done the film, now I'm going to be an actor, I thought, fuck it, I don't know. I tried to get into drama school, didn't work. I fell in love in the audition of the drama school, and because of that, I didn't go to Australia. I was going to do philosophy and psychology scholarship and everything in Australia. I said no because I was in love. And the week I got the main part in theatre, which I'd never done. A very physical, mental theatre comedy called Shared Experience. That's what kind of got me working, you know, got me moving.
I've read some of the other comments about that. You seem to want a real connection with the audience. So is the stage something you really gravitate towards more than the screen?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, to be completely honest, I've always been small parts in films, so I don't know what it must be like. I don't feel I can really comment on the whole extent of the film industry because I've always played small parts. So maybe one day if I ever get a big part, then I can really say, you know what, I hate film. But because I've always done small parts, you know, they're the parts that wait the most, that, you know, you're just waiting around for hours in a tiny trailer. And you know...
Playing the guitar, right?
Yeah, play anything, doing anything, guitar, writing, reading comic books, you know, just trying to kill the time, smoking too many cigarettes, you know, drinking thousands of espressos. I mean, and the thing is, I try and make friends with all the runners, but they're all running around the whole time. And all the actors, especially in Harry Potter, all have, you know, their very separate trailers, and it feels a bit weird to go and knock on their door. The only dude that I got on really well with in the last Harry Potter that I really chatted to was George, who played Shacklebolt, who is like the most zen fucking dude. I've never met anyone like this. He's just like really chilled. He's one of the few biggest actors who's ever come up to me, and he didn't know who I was. I could have been a double, you know, for Tongs. First day he met me, I was just wandering around. He just came up to me and goes, "Hey man, I like your look, girl." And he would just do that to anyone. And there's very few big actors who come and introduce themselves to you. And he did that. And then the other dude is Brendan, the guy that plays Mad Eye Moody. He is fucking dude. When you see him, he looks like a St. Bernard. You know those dogs? He's a bit like that. Massive, ginger, Irish, has the most infectious laugh in the world. And I met him. I didn't even know he was famous. I just went up to him and I was like, "Can I hug you?" And look at him. He was just amazing. So yeah, they were the two people. I mean, that's what I mean in films. That's what makes it fun. These few characters you meet, and the runners and the makeup department. You know, that's what makes it fun.
Well, I think everybody got that by watching your piece in that Harry Potter DVD, and that was just amazing. I mean, that gave more an insight as to what was going on, and all the comments I've seen on the blog certainly discuss that. So you hit a home run there.
Thanks, but I've never seen it. I can't bear it.
Oh, that was my next question. Do you watch yourself?
No. I'd rather be skinned alive and put into a huge vat of my own piss than do that.
So you do it only sometimes?
No, never, ever. I mean, I've done it when I've had to premieres, but I'm sitting there, and I went to the Harry Potter premiere, like not the one before. There's a preview. And I went with my dad, and I really thought I would have to see it before the premiere, because the premieres are scary enough, right? So I wanted to get that out of the way. I went with my dad, and I thought I was going to have a panic attack. Like, it terrifies me. When I'm doing it, it's fine. I mean, it's exciting. You know, it's nervous, but exciting. And same with stage. But watching yourself, it's awful. I just can't explain it.
That's not going to happen. Okay. Well, that brings me up to date. You've got the play coming up, The Clean House.
Yeah, man.
How did that go? How are rehearsals?
Rehearsals have been really cool. Tomorrow's our last day of the run-through in London. Oh no, we've got Monday as well. And then on Tuesday we go to Northampton, we tour around the whole of England, we come to Richmond, and then most probably the West End, which I've never done before. Like, I've done plays in London, but in Lyric Hammersmith, which is quite a big theatre, but it's, you know, West End is the West End, you know?
Okay.
So, hopefully I'll do it. Really nervous, though, because I play a Brazilian cleaner. Her name's Natalia, right? There's only 5 of us. And I play this depressive cleaner who won't clean, and she's on the quest for the perfect joke. And the thing I'm scared of is I start the play with a monologue that is a joke in another language. So that's going to be fucking terrifying. But hopefully it'll go right.
Oh, man. So you're done with... We have a thing called Tech Week or Hell Week.
Yeah.
So you guys are done with all of that? I mean, the play is going on right now, right?
No. We're still rehearsing. We're doing the Tech next week in Northampton.
Okay.
My first night is in a week's time today.
Okay. February 1st?
Wait, where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Arlington, Virginia.
Wicked. What's it like there? Is it like hot? Is it cold? What time is it?
Well, it's about 1:45 in the afternoon. It's a sunny day. It's about -3 Celsius, and it's been cold and then kind of warm for this time of year. We've gotten some snow, but it hasn't lasted much. It's actually kind of nice. It's not a big city. It's right next to Washington, D.C., though.
Oh my God, I've got to go. I really want to see America, man. I've only seen Miami. I love Miami. I loved it, man. The Caribbean weather, you know, that kind of heat and humidity, and the Hispanic culture, and it was like being in a movie, man. I went there and it was like a mixture between Fast and Furious, you know, with all the weird machines, the birdcage with all the gay retro shit going on. I loved it.
Oh, man.
Amazing.
You are going to have a wild time, because I can tell. You want to get down to Louisiana and hear some blues.
Oh, God, I've been wanting to do that since I could fucking walk.
And I at some point, I know you're going to see New York City.
I've never seen it. I really want to have a kosher hot dog in State Building and really drunk on Manhattans and, you know, go into some seedy bar and try and chat up someone that really doesn't like me and then sing the blues.
I'll take you. I was born and raised in Manhattan.
Oh, where did you grow up?
On 74th Street in Broadway.
Wow.
You can't tell from this accent? Nat, it sounds like you get along with everybody. Is there a group of people that you don't get along with?
Evangelical Christians, they scare me. I tell you, they're gonna rule the world. So many born-agains in England, they terrify me here. Yeah, but universities, okay, like, my mate recently went out with one of them, and he basically psychologically damaged her. He was born again, crazy dude. And before that, he'd been a normal guy, you know, drank, went out, had a girlfriend, not Christian at all, really. And he cheated on his girlfriend, and he basically broke his own heart, went a bit mental, and found, support in the born-again church. Because, of course, they pick on the weak, and he was taken in, and there's such a massive community of born-agains. And it's really annoying because, you know, I know quite a lot of Christian Muslim people, right? Try and throw it down your throat every 2 seconds. You know, that it's just their belief. You care. But every time these people speak to you, they're trying to convert you. Oh my God, it literally, oh my God, do you know Bill Hicks? The comedy man. Yeah, he's amazing. And he did a sketch on having faith. And he says about born-again Christians, put here to test his faith. Sorry, I'm just babbling, sorry.
That's okay. That's exactly what we wanted to hear. Nat, talk to me about what's going on with you and music.
I eventually want to get my act together and organise my life and actually do my music.
I got everybody asking me when there's going to be a recording.
I know, man. I've got to do it. And because I like my mate's music. You know, it's all right. But I mean, I really like soul, and I like the funky gypsy stuff. I think you could add some soul into it.
Yeah.
And that would make it sexy. You know.
Ooh.
And I don't know, a few more instruments I'd add and take away and stuff like that. I mean, I definitely like the guy, the fiddler, Sam, and the drummer, Bebe,
right,
have definitely said that they would work with me, you know, whenever I actually get my act. I am a very disorganized person. That is something about me.
It's a great trait. All the greats have that trait.
No, it's awful. It's like, directors, I would never get my act together. I mean, like, I'll do things and I'll be there on time, but if someone doesn't tell me, Nat, can you be there? I just get lost in my own little world.
Is Sirius biting his lip right now?
Yeah, he is. No, he's actually having a pint, being very nice.
There's no beer around here, and I can't even have a smoke.
God. Why? Are you inside?
Yes, I am. And of course, we're all crazy about no smoking anymore, so, you know.
I know. Is there any way... Wait, but there are states in America that you can smoke inside still, right?
Not many.
I'm going to go there. The thing is, when I went to Miami, it doesn't matter that you can't smoke because it's so hot. It's like Spain or Italy, you know, in Rome. It's kind of irrelevant, the smoking ban, because most of the year it's hot. It doesn't matter.
Right.
It's just in England that it's hot because literally I'm standing outside in January, freezing my tits off, thinking I'm going to get pneumonia and cancer. Oh, God.
It's really banned in public buildings. It's banned in most restaurants, and there's a large political movement to get it like banned everywhere. So, I mean, there are even laws in California where secondhand smoke from your home, if it drifts off into your neighbor's yard, you can get sued for it or something. Oh yeah.
That's so weird. I just can't even understand that.
Yeah, neither can most of us.
Oh, God. Anything else you want to know? Anything?
Yes.
Anything.
Life sounds real crazy right now. Tell us about a typical day.
Tell me about a what?
A typical day. What do you do? What time do you get up, and what are you doing?
Okay, while I'm working. Okay, well, at the moment, what I do is I get up quite early, at about 7. I go for a swim for about 45 minutes. No, wait. Before I go for a swim, a melon, I drink some juice, I stroke my cat. My boyfriend's usually coming in from work because he's a croupier, so he works at night.
Okay.
So I'll see him, in the morning. And it's really weird because, when he finishes work, he wants a beer like everyone else. So I wake up and he's having wine and I'm having coffee. I then go for a swim, pick up a croissant, have a double espresso, listen to some music or reading a comic or the paper, go into work, do rehearsals. At lunch break, I'll walk around. At the moment, I'm working in the British Museum, so I'll go and check out some stuff, read some comics, just walk around, read some books, battle some random people if I can, go back in. And then at night, if I'm working, I usually try and get home as soon as I can to look at lines and watch, watch something that can stop my thinking about being nervous. Frasier, you know what I mean? That is a great thing to watch. Sometimes too long that you start freaking out about. Anyway, so sitcoms are good to watch when you're trying to chill out. Or read a book, say hi to my cat, shower, have some noodles, go to bed. But on a night like tonight, it's Friday, so I'm out for a pint. And if I've got gig nights, then I'll go there, have a few pints, do a sound check, sing, probably end up having a shot or two, getting on a bicycle and biking home. Oh my God, are you like a health freak?
No, I'm not. I just know what my limitations are, and if I don't exercise, it's going to get really worse. So I got to keep it up.
What you mean? I'm quite like an animal like that. In that if I don't get exercise, food, sleep, and sex on a regular basis, I tend to get moody. So you've got to, there's those things that you need to definitely do.
It's like the essentials of life,
Yeah. And if you don't get listening to music, I find that if I don't have music for a week, I tend to be moody, and I'm like, what's wrong with me? And it is that, lack of sleep, lack of food. I tend to not eat sometimes when I'm working because I'm so buzzing off adrenaline that by the time I get home, I'm like, I'm in such a bad mood. So all I need is some fat bowl of noodles or some soup or fucking anything. Pate. I love pate.
I'm going to get to that in just a minute. I understand you're babysitting too.
Oh yeah, that was something I did recently because I've been out of a job for a while, and I knew I had the Harry Potter thing coming up. And when I got, it was the longest I've been out of work. It was last year from April when I finished a film called Lecture 21, or maybe it was late March actually. I can't remember. To September, I had nothing, and I was starting to go a bit mental, right? Because I am quite a restless person, and when you're waiting for a job as an actor, you tend to not actually organise your life. Like usually when I'm working is when I tend to do other bits of my life get organised because you've got such limited time. When you've got all this free time, you're just waiting essentially on the phone, really. You don't really want to travel because you're like, at any moment I might need to be back. So you suddenly realise that you've wasted 6 months of your life and you've spent a lot of money because you haven't been working. And I was like, shit, I've got to do something. So a mate of mine works with these kids, and I live quite close to them, and I was like, she could never get up to do the morning shift. So I was like, look, I live 5 minutes away, I'll do the mornings. And then I ended up doing some afternoons as well. And I really liked them, My job was more like entertainer, because she had 3 kids and she was a housewife, but she just needed someone to play with the kids, So I just made Play-Doh, cookies, paper chains, some really weird stories. It was fun, man. It's just something you need to do, I find I am a very restless person, and I find if I don't do something, I start feeling a bit weird.
You got to keep active.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're gonna die one day. I mean, I want to get it all in.
Right, exactly. Tell us about your boyfriend.
My boyfriend. My boyfriend is a croupier. He, in my mind, looks a bit like an alligator. Has big, wide eyes. I love him very much. We've been together about 2.5 years. We have massive arguments. We are like the worst and best couple in the world. I mean, that's the only way I can put it.
That's wonderful.
We argue a lot, and we get very moody, and we both have big mood swings, that affect each other. So as soon as he's in a bad mood, I'm like, fine, be in a bad mood, and then I'm in a bad mood hour. And the same happens to him. But I don't actually get to see him much because he's a croupier, so he comes in at, he starts working like 5, 6 or 7 when I, get in, and then I don't see him, and then I see him in the morning maybe for a few seconds,
Where did you guys meet?
we met in a studio 2.5 years ago, and I was recording my music, which I never managed to finish doing because I immediately got a job and had to start. This is what always happens to me. As soon as I start getting my act together and getting a band together and recording music, I immediately get a job and it all has to be postponed. And then, of course, by the next time I've got no job, all the other band members are doing other stuff, you know? But I met him in the studio, and I'd been heartbroken a few months before for my first love. I mean, completely. I was basically an insane woman. I look back on that and I'm like, I feel I really did a lot of humiliating things. I can't even look back without blushing, you know? I basically stalked the guy, you know, and I was really heartbroken. He dumped me, so I then went a bit mad for a few months. You know, I'm like not sleeping, drinking a lot, you know, just treating myself like crap, sleeping with, you know, random guys. Like I had like 3 boyfriends at a time at one point, and I suddenly thought one day, no, fuck this. So I became really healthy. I dumped all of them, and I was like, right, I'm going to be celibate for at least a year, do music, and I'm going to do this show because I was about to do a show soon, and everything's going to be fine. And I was 3 months into this, and I met Andy in the studio, and I thought he was gay. I thought he was an amazing person. He had loads of energy. He was manic. He put the bass line on my first ever tune, and I just thought he was fucking cool. And we went out loads of times, and I don't know, there was something about him. I thought he was gay, but I thought he wasn't.
He's not standing next to you right now, is he?
No.
Okay.
But no, I always tell him that. I've told him that I thought he was gay.
I think I might edit this part out.
No, put it in, I don't mind. A month later, I was like, it was one night where I stayed with him, or it was like 2 weeks, and I stayed over at his house. I'd already stayed a few times, and nothing had happened or anything. And then one night, he came in. I had to go to bed because I had to work the next day, so I went to bed early. He was downstairs with some mates, and he came upstairs, and I pretended to be asleep. And I could feel him just staring at me, and then he kissed me on the lips really, really lightly and just got into bed. And we went to sleep. And I was like, oh my God, I actually fancied him. And then one night we went out, ended up at some squat party, which we almost dressed up as pirates. I was in a ball gown. We looked like we'd escaped from a wedding. And we went home, screwed. And I was like, Jesus Christ, this is amazing. And we just became kind of best mates and soulmates for fucking ages. I mean, it's a bit rocky at the moment because I don't get to see him and we argue a lot, but everything goes through that, you know?
That is an amazing story. Oh, geez. I got to ask you some quick shot questions.
Okay.
What's your favorite food?
What's my favorite what?
Food.
Oh, eating. Sorry, I can't hear you well. Eating. I love cheese. I just love cheese.
Okay. I heard about this, and somebody asked me something about goat cheese. Fan? Not a fan?
Wait a sec. I can't hear you.
Okay, somebody had asked me a question about you and goat cheese.
Goat cheese? I don't know. Goat cheese is alright.
Okay, I don't know where... this is not my question, Nat. It is not my question. I'm just passing this along. But somebody had asked me that, and I thought, okay, this is an inside joke. She's going to get it. And so I had to ask.
Oh, no. Goat cheese is absolutely fine. I think it's great. I think Night Goat is a good name for my alter ego, actually. No, I just love cheese. I love pate. Fucking hell, I love it. Yeah, just in a baguette with gherkins, pate, and a huge glass of Spanish wine is the perfect meal. So I like, cured meats and all that kind of stuff, salamis and lomos and choritos and blah, blah.
Right.
And I'm starting to cook a bit myself. I love cooking. And my current new thing that I'm learning to cook is a Thai green curry. But I don't know how the hell to do sticky rice, so I have to do it with noodles. But I love cooking. I feel like I'm middle-aged because I got really excited the other day about buying a pan, a frying pan, and I was so excited about it. And I'm like, shit, man, I'm thinking, who gets excited about frying pan? But I did. I was really happy about it, and I went home, made Thai green curry. I like making lasagna. I love making macaroni cheese, shepherd's pie, because in my household we always ate very Spanish good food. So when I got my first English boyfriend, when I was 18, my first love, I went to his house and I had my first ever roast, and like my first ever Christmas dinner. So now I really like English food a lot, and I really want to be able to cook a chicken pie really well.
Obviously, you've answered this already. Your favorite music, blues, anything else?
Oh, God. I love so much. I love rock and roll, blues, soul, hip-hop. I love Arcade Fire. I love Amy Winehouse. I love Arctic Monkeys. I love D'Angelo. I just want to marry that man. Well, I want to meet him. D'Angelo's fit. Oh God, I even, like, when I go out sometimes, I love electro, I love trance, I love drum and bass. I just have a massive, the only music I find a bit hard to deal with. But even then, you know, you can get good music. Oh, I love gypsy music. I love Spanish flamenco music, obviously. Cuban, all that kind of stuff I love. But especially gypsy Romanian stuff, I'm really getting into at the moment. And what else do I love? I'm going to say something. God.
No, that's a fabulous list. It's obvious that all music just gets to you and motivates you, and that's just incredible.
Yeah, I love it all. I mean, it all depends on my mood, you know. So one of my favourite things to do, and it's part of my favourite part of the day actually, is when I wake up after my swim, I bike to work with music on, and I love just biking around London with music. It's just so much fun, you know, biking home, biking anywhere. I mean, I think that London is a bit like a manky pigeon. You know, those pigeons you get in London. It's manky, but you know, they fly around. They're cute little birds. Yeah, they've got like stumps for feet, and they're completely screwed up and stink. But you know, they're birds. They're cute little pigeons that fly around. Quite cool.
Best present you ever got?
Best present? Oh my God. Actually, let me think about this. Oh my God, that's such a hard question because you know there's been so many little things that have made my day. It's amazing. This year, my dad every single Christmas, right? I love my dad. He loves me a lot, but he's just not good at Christmas presents or presents in general. Like he forgets birthdays and Christmases, and he's working so hard. He's a carpenter, so he doesn't get much time, and he'll just buy something. And for the last 23 years, my dad has managed to not get birthday presents and Christmas presents right. And it really makes me sad, because every year, you know, I know he doesn't have that much money. Buy me, oh, thank you. And he'll buy me a present, and it'll just be so wrong. I just feel so upset, you know, that he's made an effort and it doesn't know. Well, this year, I opened up my present tentatively, and he got me cowboy boots, and I was so happy. So I think that's one of the best moments. I nearly cried, just because, you know, he'd really thought about it, and you could tell he was like, right, this year I'm going to get it right. Yeah. I was just so happy, you know. And yeah, I wandered around, like, I put them on, and then I remembered I had to stuff the turkey, so I just had these boots on. I was naked trying to stuff the turkey and shove it in the oven on time, and we ended up having a kind of Christmas dinner instead of lunch. As I've said, I'm complete.
Nat, you're going to make it impossible for me to edit this recording. I have no idea how I'm going to do this. You're killing me. What's your dream vacation spot?
Okay, are you ready for this?
Lay it on me.
Okay, one quick one that I have to do before I die is the Trans-Siberian Express, which goes from Russia to China. I need to go to Russia before I die. Okay, that's just there on the list, okay? Ideal vacation, obviously I'd do with my lover, and I would wake up probably in some kind of beach hut, right? And for breakfast I'd have a double espresso and a mango, and we'd make love all morning. Then as the sun's getting up, I'd put on some suntan lotion or whatever the hell, you know. My bikini bottoms, I never wear a bikini top on the beach. I think it's wrong. And if it was a completely secluded beach, I'd be naked. I'd lie on the beach, no towel, with a stack of comic books, and a huge litre bottle of water so I don't die in the sun. And I do this every time I'm on a beach. I'd lie in the sun till I can't take it anymore, and then go swimming for an hour, then or whatever, then come back, lie again till I can't take it, then go in all day, right? Then for lunch, I'd stop at lunch, me and my lover would go to a really cute kind of beach bar, anywhere, you know, and we'd have beer, fried chicken, and play backgammon. Then I'd go back to the beach, right? And just before dinner, you know, when the sun's gone down, I'd have a shower. I'd put on like some really nice, you know, like your nice dress to go out, do your makeup to music, and have maybe a pre-drink cocktail, right? Pina colada, why not? Then we'd go somewhere and then we'd have loads of sushi and loads of hot sake, right? And then we'd go out dancing. It would have to be some kind of mad gypsy salsa-y madness. And at some point, somehow, I'd end up on a ship with people that had loads of instruments. One of them would lend me the accordion, and we'd play and dance all night. Then, at about 6 in the morning, I'd jump off the boat, swim into land, and go to sleep. And before we go to sleep, we'd make love again, and then we'd wake up, and that would happen all again. It's a good idea, man, don't you think?
It's a fabulous idea. I don't have any more questions. I'm questioned out. Wait a minute. Where's my notes? Hold it. Okay. What is going to happen next?
You know what? I have no idea. I've never known what's on the horizon in my whole entire life. And every time I try and make plans of anything, life comes and shafts it up the arse, and it's irrelevant, you know? I thought I was gonna be a philosopher in Australia when I was 18. And it didn't happen. And now I'm doing a play, and in a week I open it. You know what I mean? I know that at some point I want to not live in London, because I'm Spanish, but I've never really lived in Spain. I mean, I remember I was 17 and I decided I was in love with someone and went to Spain to go and see them, and he's got a girlfriend. So I lived in Salamanca, and I travelled around the whole of Spain with a toothbrush and a book. I was so manky by the end of it that people gave me cigarettes because they thought I was a manky gypsy. But I'd like to actually live in Spain, you know, in a flat.
Right.
Just somewhere else, not in London, like really, because all my friends in London, most of them aren't English, and I really admire that thing of just picking up and trying another country. You know, I do that before I die.
You guys can do that. That's really hard for an American to understand.
Why can't they do it?
Well, we can understand moving to another state. Like I can understand moving to North Carolina or Arkansas. But I can't fathom moving to Lisbon or Spain or Portugal or Italy. That's just way out there.
Well, you think that, but actually when I went to Venice, I did this film in Venice, and I went there. I just happened to be there on Valentine's Day during Carnival with my boyfriend. It was like I planned it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you plan things like that, they never happen. And I was just there in Venice, and I happened to be there. And I met so many Americans there. Like most of the people in Venice aren't Venetian. Like 80% of them are German or American.
Were they tourists or living there?
No, live there. No, seriously, in Venice, there are very few Venetians. Most of them are outsiders. All the big houses, all that stuff, it's mostly foreigners.
I stand corrected. Okay.
Random fact. But I mean, I don't know, I did want to live somewhere else. And in the horizon, I mean, I want to just live, you know, basically, and I want to enjoy everything. But enjoy, I don't mean like be happy, I mean extremes, you know, just as long as I don't feel like I'm middle-aged and indifferent. I don't ever want to get to that feeling, even when I am middle-aged, you know what I mean?
There's always something new.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, you know, I love acting, but it's weird. I only call myself an actor when I'm working. If I'm not working, then I'm not an actor, do you know what I mean? So I am attached to acting, but I'm attached to lots of other things. So if it doesn't work, I don't think I'm going to be one of those thespians that go bang on about parts they've done and, you know, care about, oh, I used to be an actor, you know, what a load of bollocks. Who cares? You are what you are doing at the moment. So I don't know, maybe I'll be a sculptor or live on a beach selling bracelets, playing backgammon for the rest of my life.
I gotta ask this, I gotta go down this road.
Oh yeah, do it.
Gotta ask about Harry Potter.
Oh yeah, what do you want to know?
Are you gonna do the next film? Are there talks about it, or?
I don't know anything about it, man. I mean, to be honest, this one, right, I was never into Harry Potter, you've got to understand this. I've never read the books, never seen the film, didn't know anything at all. And for some reason I got this part, and you know, of course I then got into it, and I was really excited about doing the sixth one, you know. So, you know, in some of the interviews I did in Miami, I was saying, you know, I'm definitely going to be in the next one, and I'm sure I'm going to be a bigger part.
Well, it's the character really doesn't end too well, so there's this.
I love it. In one film, she gives birth, then she gets married, has sex, gives birth, and dies.
Right.
It's pretty epic.
Yeah.
I love it.
He covers all the bases right there.
Yeah.
But
Very neat.
people have really latched onto you because of that.
Are they?
I've always had a question for folks who just get into that science fiction fantasy realm.
Mm-hmm.
How has it been for you to deal with and to interact with all of these fans now who see you as Tonks? They don't see you as Nat anymore. They see you as the character. They see you as Nymphadora Tonks, right? Have you experienced that at all? Is that an issue for you? I mean, there are middle-aged, elderly people who see you as Tonks and Nymphadora.
I don't know. I don't really think about it. I don't really get approached or anything like that. You know, I've never been recognised. I mean, I've been recognised for other stuff. Like randomly, I stop in the street, someone will go, "Hey, weren't you in that play?" You know. But I don't get recognised for Harry Potter ever. The thing is that I've got got all this mail at home, and I try and reply to every single person, right? But suddenly I'll be working, and I've got a stack of posts that I still haven't done, and I feel really bad. There's no way I'm being. If you can write this on, can you do this for me? Can you write to people to not send me anything till April? They can, because I'm not gonna be able to reply. I'm not gonna be in my home. Because I just feel really shit, you know. I've got this stack at home, and I get home knackered, you know, after work, and because I really want to read it and answer them properly and send them presents and stuff, but at the moment, there's no way I can do it. So if you could write that would be cool, because I think probably all these people that have written to me think I'm ignoring them, but I'm not. It's all there. I see it every morning, and I'm like, right, I'll do it today. And I mean, I'm bad enough at opening any kind of letter, you know. Still, the bailiffs come round the other day because I hadn't fucking paid the bill, and I had no idea. And this man came round and said, you've got to pay council tax, otherwise we're going to nick your furniture. And it was just before Christmas. I was like, no, I'll pay it. No, it was pretty bad.
You can't take the couch.
Not the couch, take the cat. Take the boyfriend, not the couch.
Would emails be easier for you?
Yeah, man.
Okay.
People writing to me emails. Yeah, I think so. I mean, do you know my email address?
Maybe Sirius can send it to me.
Okay, yeah, or like just send it to him or me, and we can do it together, because he's much more organised. You know what I told you about organisation? You know, Sirius might ring me and go, Nat, you have to do this today. So we'll go around to his house, have a few beers, you know, and write letters, you know, and do it. If he's on it, then I'll be on it, you know?
Do you like being on the net? Do you like...
No, I hate all of it. The only reason I like it is because, I mean, it's obviously hugely useful for finding out stuff and information, and obviously I've got family in Spain. It's really cool to, you know, keep in touch through email. But I'm very much kind of I like being in this world. Like, I'm not on Facebook, I'm not on MySpace. I really like people and connections, human beings. I mean,
they're going to ask, how do we reach out to you? How do we communicate to you? So if email's good, then maybe Sirius and I can work out how to get a proper email address out there. Okay, even if it's not the one you use now, maybe something you want to create later on, because I can just see what that email box is going to look like.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's going to be asking for something.
Cool, yeah, and it'll be so easy, because if it's on internet and all that, you know, as I said, Sirius will deal with it, and it'll really help.
Nat, is there anything else you want to talk about?
I don't know, man. I don't really know what to do with my night. What do you think I should do?
I think you should do what you're doing, because it sounds absolutely fabulous.
No, can I tell you something really cool?
Yeah, lay it on me.
Yesterday I did a gig that was absolutely awful. It was so bad, right? Like, the night before on Wednesday we were in Brighton, and the place was packed. Everyone was dancing. We were like amazing, right? Last night the drummer couldn't make it, or the fiddle player. So it was just the bass, me on the accordion singing, and Nat singing, right? This dingy fucking hole, North London. And before us was this awful punk band, and there was like 3 people watching. So we got on. No one was even listening, right? No one was even clapping when we finished the songs. So I then started to tell jokes. I was a stand-up comedian. But anyway, on the night that we did really well, I got my first ever paid gig. I got paid 40 quid. So today I went and bought the Fat Batman, the Long Halloween, book, and I'm so excited about getting home and reading my comic book. I mean, it's not even a comic book, it's like a massive book. It's like heavier than, I don't know, an animal, basically.
What comic books do you like?
Well, I love most books as well. Like, I really have a big thing on books, and my whole shelf is stacked with books. But comic books, I'm talking about them so much, graphic novels, because I've only just got into them recently. I was 20 when I discovered them, 21. So it's only been like a 2-year thing. I read all of Preacher. That was my first introduction to them. I've got all of Preacher. Then I went on to Transmetropolitan. I love all of Hellboy. I've got all of them. Promethea, I love Alan Moore. I've got V for Vendetta. City, obviously, is the meaning of life. God, what else? Batman, I've got loads of Batman, lots of them, Dark Knight, all that stuff. The Watchmen, of course. I can't remember, I've got loads more at home, like collections. And the thing is about them is that once I like one, I will have to buy the whole of it. Each graphic novel is 15 quid, so it's kind of a very bad hobby. You're just wasting a lot of money. But it's not wasting, because it gives me so much joy. If you feel fragile or hungover, you just pick up a comic book and everything's fine. But there's one called The Lost Girls that I really want to get my hands on. It doesn't come out in English for another month, you know.
Who's it by? Lost Girls.
The Lost Girls is by Alan Moore, and he's written to his wife, Melinda something. Wait, I've got it somewhere. Melinda Gebby. The Gebby, oh my god, it looks so sexy. It's like kind of erotic. I don't know what it is. I'm just really excited about it because it's Alan Moore. Wait, what's your favourite food?
Beer.
Last meal, beer.
Beer.
Wicked. Beer with what though? Just beer.
I'm a real fan of barbecue.
Oh god, I forgot to mention that. Yeah, sausages. It's all about sausages. Yeah. Sausages and beer.
Hey, that works for me.
Oh my god, you've got to go to Austria, okay? I have never encountered this in my life. You know fast food places like kebabs, all that crap. Obviously you have a few beers, and at 1 in the morning, you really believe it's a good idea that your body needs kebab, right? And it never does. You immediately shit it out afterwards. It just makes you feel crap. But in Austria, they've got stands everywhere of hot dog stands, right? So they give you they've got like 6 types of sausages just in one little stand, right? And they are amazing. They'll give you these 2 long fucking sausages of whatever one you want. With this mustard, it's called sweet mustard, but it's not actually sweet. You can just eat this stuff. It's just not as hardcore. It is amazing. That and a pretzel, best food ever. I love it.
I'm going to remember that. I'm up for a trip to Stuttgart in maybe a couple of weeks.
Oh my god, yeah, go anywhere where the monks make beer.
Okay.
The monks make the best beer, and they give you it in those actual handles, those big ceramic things. Yeah, they're massive, bigger than your head, seriously. And by the end, your head is in them, and it's amazing.
I am taking notes.
Have you ever been to Cuba?
I have been to Puerto Rico, but not Cuba.
Oh damn, I really, really want to know what Cuba's like. I've got to go before I die.
We're not really allowed to go to Cuba.
Why? Oh yeah, of course. Sorry, that must be a bit crap.
It has its drawbacks.
Yeah.
But
if you married someone that was European, would you then be able to go?
Yes, I would.
Oh, cool.
Yes, I
Maybe
would.
you can marry some, English chick in Vegas.
It's an offer?
Fuck it. I don't believe in marriage, so who really cares, right?
Neither do I.
Oh no, it's a joke. Why the fuck? You know what I think? It's just so hypocritical to stand up in front of anyone, okay, and especially for people that believe in God, by the way, to stand up and swear on God or the Bible or the registry office that you are going to promise to love that person forever in the same way. It's just not true. You can't actually say that. You know what I mean?
I know.
Also, at the moment, I'm doing the play I'm doing. There is actually a mention because there's a couple that breaks up in it. This man who is a very, faithful, good surgeon with his surgeon wife meets his beshert, which is Yiddish, right? It's Jewish law, and it says your beshert is your soulmate, right? And in Jewish law, you are legally obligated to break off relations with your husband or wife if you meet your beshert. Right? So that's why I don't believe marriage, because you can meet that soul partner at any point. So what's the point of compromising completely and promising all this crap when actually you could really screw up someone and your life?
I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah. Plus, some of the happiest people I know, whose parents aren't married, they're still together. I think marriage can screw with your head, Start taking them for granted, and it's like, yeah, they're always going to be there, they're my husband. So dumb. But hey, who knows, I'm going to get married 4 times. Just for the hell of it.
Just for the experience. I was just going to say, we were thinking the same thing.
Dress or naked on a beach, who cares?
Hey, I'm up for making your boyfriend jealous. I mean, it's all good.
Oh yeah, you always have to make your boyfriend jealous on their toes,
Use my name as much as you like.
Okay, absolutely. There's a David in Virginia. Be careful. It's perfect, because then that gets you presents and gets you laid.
I'm helping out my fellow man. I love this.
Oh, it's brilliant. Oh, God, I love life.
Nat, we have talked for an hour. This is incredible.
Have we? Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm really sorry. Your phone bill's going to be massive.
No, I no, that's quite all right. I don't care about that. I'm more worried about your schedule and such.
Oh, can I just tell you one thing quickly?
Yes.
On the internet, they keep getting my birthday wrong.
When's your birthday?
My birthday's on the 1st of November, 1984. Day of the Dead.
I got it.
Awesome, man.
Got it.
When's your birthday?
August 25th.
Oh, okay. Happy birthday for when it is.
Thanks very much. I don't.
How old are you going to be in the next one?
I never celebrate it, and I have no intention of telling you.
Oh my God. Okay. so you must be 30.
Closer than you think.
I love it. Well, look, should we cut it short? Otherwise, we're going to be here all night.
I certainly will.
Awesome, man. Have a cool day.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.